Well, hey there, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well today. This is Carpo's weather report. Something I don't often talk about is the weather. There's always something going on, but there's a particular storm. I don't, if you want to call it a storm, heading for generally Iowa and many of the states surrounding Iowa, but mostly centralized in Iowa itself. The event is so big that the winds have already picked up this morning, but without thunderstorms. So, it's clear conditions with heavy winds, 40 miles an hour. They're saying tonight in central, or I should say western Iowa and into central Iowa, there could be wind gusts up to 80 miles an hour and possibly, they said, up to 100 miles an hour. This is an insane wind speed for just wind, right? And there will be storms moving through. If you look at the actual line of the front that's moving across the plains, it's absolutely massive. It's insane. I'm no weather expert, as I say, but I always have been fascinated with different weather conditions. And my brother and I, when we were younger, were especially him, was really into tornadoes. He wanted to be a storm chaser. This was back in the 90s, so far before became a thing, right? And tornadoes, when that tornado hit the other day, it was just unbelievable in Kentucky. I mean, that was one of the longest, if not the longest, at least since 1925, that a tornado's been on the ground for, I believe, up to 2 hours. 200 miles on the ground for one tornado. It's wild. And it's especially rare in the month of December because generally the tornado season is much earlier, of course. So it's that we had that rare tornado in December, and that now a week later we're about to have another one tonight. I live on the West Coast. Over here it's just been dry. Of course, we have our own issues. Donner Pass down in California is just totally overloaded with snow, which is a beautiful thing because it doesn't matter how much snow falls in the Northwest. We need it. We use that. That snowpack becomes, our rivers and our groundwater. But that's much different from just random spontaneous storms because it's something we expect. We expect snow in December. You don't expect nighttime tornadoes in Iowa in December. And so if you live in that area, I just want to inform you that if you're the kind of person who maybe doesn't pay attention to the weather, isn't aware, if you live in Iowa, I would highly recommend, or anywhere around that area, I would recommend that you look a little bit into it and keep an eye out because this thing can come in quick and it will blow everything away. I mean, they're not common winds and not something you would expect. And naturally, this might spawn mini tornadoes as well. So we'll hold out hope that, it's not too bad. But from what they say, these winds could just take down power lines and power might be out for weeks after this. And but who knows? We're getting better at predicting the weather, even though we're never quite know when the big one's coming. Tornadoes are nearly impossible to predict. I mean, you can predict the conditions of a supercell and when a tornado might form, but the crosswinds and everything just being right for like an F4 or F5 is fairly rare. And for those unaware, the U.S. has more tornadoes than anywhere in the world. We just have just the right conditions over there. So be aware, stay on your toes, and be safe, and hoping the best for everyone. Peace out.